Ask Lebedev about what happened. Man, this game does not pull any punches. It just clearly does not want to tell you anything whatsoever. Return modified PM. Now again, this game is in love with it can be very far up its own ass and not explaining you what the hell's happening. Therefore, you have to figure out what's going on your own. You are not very talkative. Well, at least you have a guitar to sing. Is he holding? That's a whole sausage. What an adventurous man. Quest markers is a bit different from the first game. Hopefully I can figure out just what the fuck is happening.
Visitor?
That's the trader.
Oh, welcome, guest from foreign lands. What come you with? A bursting purse? A prized exotic wonders?
And he is just as awful as Lebedev. This is gonna be an experience. Right, in character. No riches, got hit by mushroom cloud, went in swamp, still in swamp, I hate swamp.
Yeah, I heard your story. I reckon the main thing is that you're still alive. Stuff is easy enough to replace, so long as the zone is kind to you. So, we gonna trade, or you got some questions for me?
Even in zone, capitalist swine thrive.
That's the sort of people we are. You can't buy an extra 15 minutes of life, or a spare store from death. But us traders are needed everywhere, even in the zone, even in the swamps, and even underground.
Last one make no
It's
sense.
an illusion that the zone is under lock and key, and the army has all the ways in and out sealed. Think about it. Nowadays, artifacts and rare specimens from the zone can be found all over the world. And your fellow stalkers never have a shortage of canned meat, vodka, ammo,
Vodka.
or
Of course it's vodka.
Somebody's got to be responsible for all that, right? Well, that's where we come in. In this place, it ain't like selling bootleg CDs on the outside with the cops up your ass every damn day.
CDs are a thing that used to exist,
The
kids.
situation is very simple. The outside world has an interest in the zone and vice versa. But it's officially forbidden, prohibited, and all that bullshit. That's what we're here for. We make sure all those interests are satisfied and everybody's happy. There's a joke among traders that if someone points a gun at you, your best bet is to try to buy it off them.
Oh, you hilarious friend. You are still horrible capitalist swine and you have no money.
Let's not talk about it. You have no idea how tired I am of peddling these trinkets. There's a ton of ordinary artifacts out there, but the best tidbits pass this place by. I haven't had a unique item in my store for ages.
It's too bad. Go out, see what old get item.
Who knows? Maybe stalkers have already found everything there is to find. Man, getting behind the Scorcher would be a dream. I heard you can get enough artifacts there to last you a lifetime. Provided your life doesn't end there and then. It's about time us traders joined forces and used our connections to find a way of getting past that thing.
If you're going to spit plot elements at me,
Yeah, I know.
continue.
Anyway, listen, I've told you too much as it is. Time is money. So if you want to trade, go ahead. If not, I'll see you around.
Want to trade? Or he just gave me things. For what? You help us out good?
Good luck to you.
How? Wait, what the hell? What?
Oh my, you should go see Lebe. Have a safe. Oh my.
Why the hell did he
you
give
should
me a
go see
flash
Lebe.
drive?
Drop in next time you're in our neck of the woods.
Flash drive with data on super light Kevlar body armor. That's new? Anyway, you want a barrel? How the hell does this work now? Aha, right. Same as any video game, I would figure. There's different types of ammo. That's actually kind of interesting. Huh. Really interesting. He accepts barrels as payment. First thing I would like to do is... I don't have enough money. Well, crap. Thank God I have all these guns to sell. That amount to 44 rubles. That is sad. That is well and truly sad. The day when... I already forgot what I sold to him, actually. Oh, man. Ugh, Shadow Poppins. I do not know why I keep coming to this man. He's just here to tell me where to go.
Remember, to be a good
Yeah, spot your bullshit. There is no viable subtitle option in this game, by the way. I checked. So we will have to crank up your sound for that one. You still do not seem plot relevant, even though you are hanging around what appears to be scientific equipment and a generator. Great. Oh, let's talk to my favorite person in the world.
You survived the emission again. I'm not even that surprised. Our boys picked you up not far from the tower when things calmed down a bit. You know, Pt.2 was right. You defy scientific explanation. He believes that you acquired some, let's say, unusual abilities, which help you survive anomalous activity that would literally tear anyone else down to atoms. Also, it looks like something is increasing your body's performance in several areas, to the point where our monitoring equipment goes off the scale. Wait. Don't get too excited. There's always a fly in the ointment. Every emission harms your nervous system, and if this continues, you will die.
I understand it's bad, but judging from words, I think you touched coke.
A normal emission is the release of energy accumulated in the zone. A discharge, if you like.
More coke analogies.
But what's happening now is completely different. In my opinion, the increasing regularity of these emissions is the zone's response to some sort of serious threat, akin to the response provided by a human immune system. It is difficult to rationally explain coexistence between humans and the zone. The zone tolerates us in some areas and forbids us from going to others. Whatever is beyond the Scorcher and further towards the center of the zone is taboo, a place where stalkers are not supposed to set foot. I think that recent events in the zone are related to the fact that someone broke that taboo and made it past the Brain Scorcher.
This appears to be a sequel, because the Brain Scorcher was an impassable area in the first game. Who got Pia Scorcher?
It's hard to say. To answer that question, I would need to know what's in the center of the zone. Some say the monolith, others say the wish granter. The more unpretentious ones dream about fields of rare artifacts. I was at the power plant myself, a young specialist at the time, but I don't know what's there now. What I can say is that the Scorcher appeared for a reason. It prevents the center of the zone from being reached. People cannot go beyond the Brain Scorcher.
Well, thank God they explained that nightmare. I would not have figured out how to do it myself.
I didn't think so until the large emission. Hell, nobody thought so. However, if you consider the emissions to be a defensive reaction, then the answer is obvious. Someone made it through the Scorcher, and the emission was the zone's response. And since the emissions haven't stopped, whoever it was must still be alive. The zone is trying to get them, and it's killing everything that's alive in the process.
That sounds very convoluted and counterproductive.
I know a lot about the zone, but I can't share everything with you. You'll just have to trust me on some things. A system, any system, needs to be in equilibrium. The zone is unstable right now, and this instability is increasing. If the constant emissions aren't stopped, the zone will become so unstable that a new disaster will occur. Which brings us to what S.T.A.L.K.E.R is doing. We are trying to prevent that disaster.
How prevent disaster if not even be able to hold gun?
You're right. But we do know how to prevent a disaster and stop the emissions. And that means something.
Oh, you are avoiding question, Beach Boy.
We have to find out who was in the center of the zone and stop them at any price.
Why tell me? I just simple man.
There's a strange connection between you and the zone. On the one hand, every new emission gradually kills you. On the other hand, you survive in situations where others don't stand a chance.
Sometimes win,
My
sometimes
gut feeling
lose.
tells me that your abilities, your gift, your curse, call it what you will. They mean you can get through places that others wouldn't even dream of. And at the moment, we need to act very quickly.
Tell me why I should be main character of video game.
I knew you'd ask that. The answer is simple. If the emissions aren't stopped, your nervous system will burn out and you'll die. Help us and you'll save yourself. Now this may sound like a line from a corny movie, but you really don't have a choice.
It's okay. I still want shooting in face.
Unfortunately, yes. So, Will you help us?
That is only one answer anyway.
Then listen carefully. We have made use of all our contacts and connections in the zone. As a result, we know that a certain stalker at the cordon was asking Sidorovich about some very strange components. That's all we have for the moment. But it's a lead.
If I'm not mistaken, Sidorovich is a character from the first game who was amazing. I need to reach that place.
Through the swamps, of course, how else?
Of course,
But
everything
remember
leads to
what I
swamp.
said. After the emission, a whole army of all kinds of scum turned up in the area. Now they control almost everything. We are under siege, and I'm not exaggerating one bit. So before we can help you get to the cordon, we have to regain control of the swamps. And with your help, I think we should be able to do it.
Earlier you said we don't want turf war. Now you want turf war. You are very confusing, Slavic Shrek. He is Slavic Shrek. Let's face it. Horrible accent, lives in swamp. Loves swamp. Anyway... Huh? What the hell? If you want to survive, you need to remember... Oh! This is a tutorial! Skip it! Well, that tutorial was insightful. It seems there are about 700 people in the zone. Hopefully I do not have to kill all of them. What is tactical situation like? Word shit in 2 words, deep shit. Great. Liberating the swamp. Not the first thing that comes to mind when you think contained post-apocalyptic scenario. Ah, the swamps. What the hell? The lighting's very... It seems to be midday. How sort of confusing, maybe. But yeah, apparently there is a factions war in this. And I have to help the very, very weak scientists fight against the bad people. Who... Wow, that is kind of huge. Whoa! Oh my god, that's like... That's the map of the first game and then some. This is gigantic. Is this Chernobyl? Yep. This is a nuclear power plant. That's a river. That is huge. To put it in perspective, the first game took place around... Let's see, that's the garbage. That should be the cordon. Took place from about here. This didn't exist. What the hell's that? Here, basically everything up here. I'm sure there's gonna be some new things. That is definitely new.
Yo, wake
This
up.
is going to be a very... Wake up? What the hell? What's your Why do people insist on keep pushing? What the hell is wrong with these idiots? They are very pushy, literally. Well, I guess it's time to leave this hellhole so we can support this hellhole. Yes, please, lead me to swamp. Yoko blindfolded. Why? For what purpose?
So you can take your blindfold off. Don't you try to follow me, it won't work anyway. If you want to come back to the base, find one of the guys at the...
You know, that would work very well if I didn't have a PDA that... Oh. That showed exactly where it was. What the hell's happening?
Swamps now. Be extremely careful and don't try to be a hero. Check out your PDA. You should find the location of our squads there. I suggest you get yourself over to the fishing hamlet. That's where they are.
I really, really wish they would stop interrupting themselves. Are those dead? They don't seem dead. Well, that's kind of horrifying. Also, it's not displaying on the map, so you guys are possibly on your own. Oh, for fuck's sake. I remember these things hurting, and they hurt a lot in the first game. Well, I did not expect them to die so easily. And they seem to be terrified of my presence. That bodes well. Are you dead? You are very dead. Follow the incessant sounds of gunfire and equip actual gun. How is this my fault? How is this even remotely my fault? Oh, hey, enemies. Oh, God. Oh, whoops. Wait, were you? I can't. I have no clue who's on whose side. See, this is not your typical first-person shooter lead by modern. Oh my god, tracksuits. This has a fuck ton of friendly fire, and people do not take kindly to you doing it. And
When will it stop? I can't take this anymore.
there aren't many indicators if you're shooting a friendly. It's all visual, all the time. I really need to familiarize myself. Oh well, that was a lucky guess. I really wanted to pull out the binoculars. And I did. Tracksuited bandits, renegades. This is where it gets exciting. This is where we have reached a part where I officially know absolutely nothing of the game. This is why the intro might have seemed a bit drab. Because I have played it before, a couple of times in fact. Never got around to actually doing anything besides that. However, now we are fully immersed in this.
Scatter out in the chain.
What
Be
the-
at the ready. Merc, we're ready to join the action on your command.
Any artifacts? No.
You awake over there? Anything else, boy?
Jesus, that's loud. What the hell is he doing? I need to observe his battle tactics. Holy crap. Enthusiastic, aren't we? And pushy. Still. And I'm almost dead. The game is very egregiously difficult, at least on hards. There's bullet drop, like tangible bullet drop. That, oh boy. That, Jesus Christ. I'm not sure what you need me for, you pacifists. You seem to be, holy crap, doing fine on your own. He just murdered him from 10 billion feet with a shotgun. This game's nuts. It also doesn't pause. Well, shotgun is a proven mechanism for dealing with bandits. Except I don't know if there are any left. I also don't know if I have any bandages left. Which is bad. What in the fuck are they shooting at? Oh god. That was intense. Kind of horrifying. And squatting. Against my better judgment, this game is turning out to be Slavic as all fuck. I'm not intentionally trying to make it more Slavic than it already is. I hear intense fighting music, akin to a Windows Movie Maker video of circa 2007. There is some ridiculous action music playing, and I might be going insane, but I'm sure it is. On MP5, immediately. Well, that bodes well. How are you? Seems like a briefcase. Are you... Thank God for the original S.T.A.L.K.E.R, otherwise I would have just shot this man on sight. What the hell? Oh my god, there's so many of them. Forming what it seems like an orderly line. So, that's good. Thank God for master difficulty and its, well, tendency to just sort of help people die a lot. The guns are horribly inaccurate, by the way, if you have a shitty gun like I do. And playing the hero, this is going to be an issue, isn't it? Rushing forward and trying to murder people is not the best course of action. Hell, even shooting this guy is not the best course of action, considering... I'm just gonna steal some barrels. That seems to be like a worthwhile waste of... Ah, crap. How is that over-encumbered? Oh, right. Well, they do apparently sell for a pretty penny, so they still haven't killed him. Jesus Christ. This is a very stupid idea, and I'm bleeding. That worked. They say a bullet can't change the world. Apparently, it can trigger about 15 conversations at once. barely held him off? Are you kidding? Are you retarded? Oh good, alcohol, stolichnaya. I can clearly tell which company decided to get endorsed.
Man, that was some fine defensive action.
Fine defensive... I should probably not carry a barrel around. I can, and that's good enough for me. I also have no clue what's happening. Oh, for fuck's sake. Mutant. Mutant? This I gotta see. Apparently quest markers exist, and I keep pressing M. Aha. If my hunch is correct, that... Nope. Totally not correct. The map is a bit unclear. I'm still in the goddamn swamp, I just realized it. The hard pounding action made it sort of easy to ignore, but the reality just slapped me in the face. Stop giving me things to do! What the hell is this? Capture the machine yard. Where is the machine yard? Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, I'm going to... Right. Oh, those are dogs. Or boars. Clearly boars, I do not know why I call them dogs. You people are violent for a bunch of pacifist scientists, allegedly. Jesus, motherfucker. Give me that. The hell is this? Hunting rifle. Well, why not? Oh, wow. Jesus Christ, he got mauled. Yeah! So this is S.T.A.L.K.E.R, it seems. What incredibly violent tendencies this game has.
We can't hold on much longer.
Oh, for fuck's sake, what is happening? Well, there's something over there. As apparent by the slight purple triangle. What are you? A car.
Quick, we're getting slaughtered here.
That's what it meant by Zaporozhets. It's... Oh my god, it's even branded. That is certainly a thing. And it's in better shape than mine, and 12 bottles of vodka. I mean vodka. Shit, not vodka. God damn it. Hazardous radiation level?
Teach them a lesson.
Great. This game's fucking nuts. This is indescribably idiotic. This is so goddamn violent. What are you shooting at? Jesus. Lost it. I seems I got radiation poisoning.